Have you ever considered how accountability shapes a business? It's an often overlooked aspect of the corporate world that holds immense power. The unseen power of accountability, ladies and gentlemen, is a force that can either make or break a business. Accountability is not merely about taking responsibility for our actions. It stretches beyond that. It's about being answerable for the outcomes of these actions, especially when they affect others. In the business world, it's the glue that holds all the pieces together, ensuring each cog in the machine is performing optimally. Imagine it as the invisible hand that guides a business, shaping its corporate culture. A culture of accountability fosters trust, encourages open communication, and promotes a sense of ownership among employees. It's the heartbeat of a thriving, collaborative environment where individuals are not just accountable for their own roles, but also for the collective success of the organization. This unseen power also significantly influences the decision-making process within a business. A culture steeped in accountability ensures decisions are not made in isolation or impulsively, but rather with careful consideration of their potential impacts. It encourages transparency and integrity, ensuring that every decision made aligns with the organization's core values and objectives. But the influence of accountability doesn't stop there. It has a profound impact on the overall performance of a business too. It fosters a sense of responsibility, which in turn drives efficiency and productivity. It propels individuals to step up, to innovate, and to strive for excellence, all in the pursuit of achieving the business's goals. So, you see, the power of accountability is far-reaching. It's an essential ingredient to the recipe for a successful business. It's the silent, steady force that ensures the ship stays on course, weathering any storm that comes its way. Understanding the power of accountability can be the key to unlocking a business's true potential. It's the compass that guides the journey to success, the beacon that lights the path to growth. And that, my friends, is the unseen power of accountability. Let's delve into the historical archives and revisit the infamous Enron scandal. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Enron was a titan of the energy sector, a shining example of corporate success. But beneath the glossy exterior lurked a shadowy underbelly, a tale of deceit, corruption, and ultimately, a lack of accountability. Enron's executives, driven by greed and the desire for unchecked power, manipulated their accounting practices to create an illusion of profitability. Financial reports were doctored, losses were hidden, and profits were inflated. This was possible due to a pervasive lack of accountability within the company. The checks and balances that should have been in place were absent, and those who should have been held responsible were instead given free rein. So, what happened when the truth came out? The giant fell. Enron filed for bankruptcy in December 2001. Its stock value plummeted from $90 to mere pennies. And thousands of employees lost not only their jobs, but their life savings as well. But the ripple effects didn't stop there. The Enron scandal shook the business world to its core, prompting a reevaluation of corporate governance and business ethics. It led to the creation of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, a law designed to increase transparency in corporate disclosures and hold executives accountable for their actions. The Enron case serves as a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences that can arise when accountability is cast aside. It highlights the importance of holding individuals and organizations responsible for their actions, of ensuring transparency, and of maintaining ethical business practices. When accountability is ignored, trust is eroded, and without trust, businesses cannot thrive. The Enron scandal is a clear illustration of this. It's a warning from history, a lesson in the perils of unchecked power and unbridled greed. Remember, the foundation of any successful business is accountability. Without it, even the mightiest can fall, and the fall, as Enron showed us, can be devastating. The Enron case is a stark reminder of the dire consequences that can result from a lack of accountability. But what about when businesses get accountability right? Let's delve into an example that paints a picture of accountability in action. Patagonia, a renowned outdoor clothing and gear company, stands as a shining beacon of corporate accountability. Patagonia's commitment to accountability goes beyond mere lip service. It is woven into the very fabric of their business model. They've pledged to cause no unnecessary harm and use their business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. This isn't just a lofty mission statement, but a promise they've kept time and again. Take, for instance, their Don't Buy This Jacket campaign. Yes, you heard that right. An apparel company, in the throes of the holiday shopping season, asked consumers not to buy their product. Why? Because they were committed to reducing unnecessary consumption and its environmental impact. This counterintuitive approach only bolstered their reputation as a company that walks the sustainability talk. Moreover, Patagonia sets aside 1% of its total sales, or 10% of its profits, whichever is larger, to environmental groups. They've been doing this since 1985, long before corporate social responsibility became a buzzword. This Earth tax, as they call it, is their way of giving back to the planet that their business relies on. Patagonia's commitment to transparency is also worth noting. They openly share their supply chain information, revealing where their products come from and how they're made. They don't shy away from admitting their shortcomings either. If a product isn't as sustainable as they'd like, they tell their customers, promising to do better. What's the result of all this accountability? A loyal customer base, a strong brand reputation, and a business that's not just profitable, but sustainable in the truest sense of the word. It's important to remember that accountability isn't just about avoiding pitfalls. It's about seizing opportunities to do better, to be better. It's about taking responsibility for your actions and their impact and making changes when necessary. Patagonia's success is a testament to the power of accountability in driving positive business outcomes. A shining example that accountability isn't just good ethics, it's good business. So what does it mean to be accountable in business? At its core, accountability is the willingness to answer for the outcomes of your choices, actions, and behaviors. It's about following through on a commitment and being transparent about the results, whether they're good or bad. Let's break it down into 4 key components: transparency, ownership, ethical decision-making, and accepting responsibility for outcomes. First up is transparency. This is the practice of openly sharing information, processes, and decision-making criteria. It's the antidote to secrecy, and it's crucial in building trust within an organization. When a business is transparent, it opens itself up to scrutiny, invites feedback, and shows that it has nothing to hide. Then we have ownership. In a business context, ownership is about taking personal responsibility for one's actions and their consequences. It's about not passing the buck or blaming others when things go wrong. Instead, it's about standing up and saying, "I did this and I stand by it." Next, we have ethical decision-making. This is about making choices that are not just legal, but also morally right. It's about considering the impact of decisions on all stakeholders and not just the bottom line. Ethical decision-making is a cornerstone of accountability because it's about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Lastly, accepting responsibility for outcomes. This is about acknowledging that your actions have consequences and you're willing to face them, whether they're positive or negative. It's about learning from mistakes and using them as opportunities for growth. Each of these components plays a critical role in fostering a culture of accountability. They encourage honesty, integrity, and a sense of responsibility among employees, which in turn creates a more ethical, productive, and successful organization. Accountability isn't just about owning up to mistakes. It's about creating a culture where responsibility and transparency are valued. When these 4 components are in place, accountability becomes less about blame and more about learning, growing, and improving. It becomes a powerful tool for building trust, fostering collaboration, and driving success. Why should businesses strive for greater accountability? Let's dive into that. Accountability is more than just a buzzword. It's a long-term commitment that can shape the future of a business. When a company prioritizes accountability, It's investing not just in its present, but also in its future. Take the example of a company's reputation. In today's interconnected world, a reputation can make or break a business. When a company is accountable, it earns the trust of its customers, employees, and stakeholders. This trust, once earned, becomes a valuable asset, enhancing the company's reputation in the market. Increased trust also fosters a sense of security among stakeholders. Employees feel secure knowing their company takes responsibility for its actions. Customers feel confident doing business with a company they trust. Investors feel reassured knowing their investment is in reliable hands. And then there's the matter of performance. Accountability encourages a culture of continuous improvement. When everyone in a company, from top-level executives to entry-level employees, is held accountable, it creates an environment where everyone is motivated to perform at their best. This can lead to improved performance across the board, which in turn can drive sustainable growth. But let's not forget, accountability isn't just about the bottom line. It's about doing business in a way that's ethical, transparent, and fair. It's about taking responsibility for the impact a business has on the world. By being accountable, businesses can contribute to a more sustainable and equitable future. So the lasting impact of accountability, it's an enhanced reputation, increased trust, improved performance, and sustainable growth. It's a commitment to doing business in a way that's beneficial for all stakeholders, now and in the future. Businesses that embrace accountability not only survive, they thrive. So, how will you hold your business accountable?